Welcome back to Cooking with Glenn and Katie.
I hope you like garlic because tonight we're going to make 3 garlic recipes. Tomato pie, some roasted potatoes, and we'll have garlic shrimp.
Sounds delicious.
It's going to be. This is my bay tree, and I'm going to be picking about 5 leaves to go with the potatoes today. Aren't these pretty? I'm just going to pick the dark green ones down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm getting one for good measure here. These are a little bit smaller. So again, I've got 5 bay leaves that we'll be using today. And now I'll pick some rosemary. This should be enough. I need to get some basil. I got 2 different kinds. I'm going to get some parsley, then I'm going to get some chives. And for our centerpiece, I'm going to get a red spider lily. Right here. It really is a pretty flower. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now it's time to make the tomato pie. I bought a pre-made pie shell, and so I'm going to just put it in here. Very simple. I'm pressing it down. When you make a tomato pie, it's very moist. So we want to dry this crust out as much as we can. So I'm going to stick it in the oven for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll put the pie together. It's time to put the tomato pie together. I've got some tomatoes that I cut up earlier, and I've got them draining on this towel, and it's very damp. And so that's what I wanted. I wanted to pull the juices out. To begin with, I put them in this colander here, and I sprinkled them with some salt. And look at all the juices that came out, but that was not enough. A tomato pie gets really wet, and that's one reason we have to do the pie shell. We have to pre-cook it a little bit. And let me pull this back. You can see I've got a paper towel here, and it is soaked. We'll start putting it together. I peel off the tomatoes, and they're dry, and you want them to be dry. I will make a layer of tomatoes, and now I'm going to sprinkle some onion. I'm going to put some basil in here. I'm going to put some garlic in here. Then I'm going to put some bacon. Now I start all over again and put the tomato in here. Then I'll put the basil, garlic, and onions, and the bacon bits. For the topping, I'm going to be mixing some cheese. I've got a blend of both the mozzarella and the cheddar, and so I get a cup of that. And then with that, I'll get a cup of mayonnaise. Put the cup of mayonnaise in the cheese. I'm going to mix this together. Ready to put on top. I'm just going to pat it down all the way across. The pie is ready to go. We'll cook it for about 30-35 minutes at 350 degrees. Now it's time to make the roasted potatoes. I'm going to put some olive oil into this pan here. So it's a very small pan. And I found out I've got to put about 5 tablespoons into the pan because some of the oil will be left in the pan when I pour it out. This is going to go on the potatoes. I found that on the potatoes, it's best to go ahead and get an oil infusion. I'm going to put a tablespoon of garlic here. I just chopped up. And I'm going to put the rosemary in. And I'm going to put the bay leaves in. I'll cook this until the garlic just starts to turn brown. Okay, it's done. So I'm going to set it aside until we fix the potatoes. Then we'll pour it on top of the potatoes. But it'll give about 10 or 15 minutes just to sit and for the flavors to merge. I've peeled 4 potatoes, and it's best to do about 1 medium potato per person. So I will slice it in the middle. I cut it in half, and then I cut it in half, each half into half. What I do is I cut this in half like this, and then I'm going to cut them basically in uniform chunks. So they're about that size there. I'm going to rinse the potatoes to get the starch off. Now that I've rinsed it off, I'm going to put it in the microwave bowl here. I'm going to put some baking soda on it. And that will help it break down the outside of the potato a little bit when it's cooking. Allow the infused oil to go into the potato. Now it goes in the microwave for 5 minutes. Ooh, that's hot. This is 5 minutes. The potatoes are soft. That's what you want. And then I've got the oil here. I don't want the herbs to go in while I'm cooking it. In the past, I've made some roasted potatoes and I put the herbs in it. And by the time the roasted potatoes are done, the herbs are all burned up. So I just decided to just put it in the oil and put the oil in here. And then later on at the very end I can sprinkle a little bit of rosemary, then maybe a little bit of garlic on it. I'm gonna mix it all in and let it sit a little bit before I put it on the pan to cook. It's important that you mix it real well like I'm doing. And you can kind of see a little bit of the potatoes are rubbing off on the bowl here. But the secret is to rough it up. That's going to make it very crunchy. Put some salt and I'll put some pepper. I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to transfer it to this baking sheet. I'm going to spread it out. I sprayed the aluminum foil with some cooking spray. I use aluminum foil to make the cleanup easier. And now I'm going to put it into a 450 degree oven. You want them crispy, and I can't tell you an exact time. You just have to kind of test them so that you pull them out when it's brown on all sides, but it's not too done. Look how pretty that is. Now it's time to make the garlic shrimp. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in this pan. And we want the olive oil to get hot before we put the shrimp in. Now I'm going to put the shrimp in because the oil is hot. The pan's hot, you can hear it sizzle. And I'm going to let it sit for about a minute so it sears one side before I turn it. You can see they're starting to turn pink. If you overcook shrimp, it gets rubbery. Now I'm going to put the garlic in. I didn't put garlic in to begin with because garlic will burn, and I don't want it to burn. I'm going to put a little bit of butter. I'm just going to put a little piece in here, and I'll let it melt, then I'll put another piece in. I put the red pepper flakes in here, and I'm going to put some paprika in here to give it a little bit of color and a little bit of flavor. I've got lemon juice. Now that you can put a little bit of pickle juice in it, that gives a little bit of salt, a little bit more flavor. And now that's about done. Look at that. Wow, that looks good. I'm going to put some pepper in it, and I'm going to put some salt in. Oh man, this is going to be great. And the last thing I'm going to be doing is put the other bit of butter in, and then it's ready to go on the table. So this recipe takes, I think, about 5 minutes to make.
We're gonna try some of the shrimp. So I went ahead and got my piece, and do you have your piece?
Yeah, I got mine.
That's really good.
What do you think?
I love that.
I love it too.
I can
Wow.
taste the garlic. It kind of tastes it's very light.
Buttery.
Buttery. Oh my gosh, the butter tastes amazing. I actually think I can taste the lemon pretty well too. And the garlic is really nice, but not overpowering at all. I can't taste the red pepper flakes, but I might have just not gotten it on a piece. Okay.
Very good. For the shrimp, I'm going to have a base of bread. I'm just going to take the cookie cutter and I'm going to just cut it around. Well, the meal's ready. It's going to be excellent. This is the tomato pie. Look at the top of it. It's beautiful. The crust on it turned out perfect. The potatoes crusted on every side. Look at that. Wow. I'm just going to get about 4. I made us both a dozen, but we each ate one, so put 5 on here. And then this is the magic right here. Look at that. We've got garlic. Oh man. And this is what we'll put on top of it. The extra will be absorbed on the bread, so we'll make sure we eat it.
I love shrimp. All right, let's try this drizzle. I love garlic.
We'll start with the tomato pie. The crust is crunchy. Just like I remember. I look forward to it every single summer. Now the shrimp. Perfect.
And now I'm gonna try it. The bacon adds a lot of great flavor to it too. But it'd be great without bacon if you are a vegetarian. So keep that in mind. I love the potatoes. They're excellent. Now, actually, instead of using my fork, I'm probably just gonna bite into this shrimp dish. What did you think about dinner?
I thought it was very good.
It was awesome.
Did you
Oh my
get enough
goodness.
garlic tonight?
Oh, I loved it. No vampires around me. Oh my goodness, it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was an excellent meal.
If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to check out our Facebook page and our Instagram. Both are Cooking with Glenn and Katie. And comment below if you'd like. We'd love to hear from you.
And we have a blog too, cookingwithglennandkatie.blogspot.com.
So be sure to check it out, and we will see you guys next week.
See ya.